What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 58 of the AFK podcast. As usual, I am your host, Jay Lucio, and today we have the very lovely, I usually say broken, but lovely Nabjer.
I was like, damn,
Oh.
he's actually saying something nice this time? Wow.
Uh,
Hi.
and we have the very intellectual Stevie Ray.
Hello.
Brain blast, just like Jimmy Neutron. So let's just jump into it. What have you guys been up to this past week, Nabjer?
Oh, I thought maybe you're gonna switch it out this time. I was like,
No.
switching it
We're
out.
not switching out. No.
We played Diablo 2 Remastered a little bit. It's been pretty fun, even though it's pretty old. So it's honestly, you can tell like it's pretty outdated game in terms of like the gameplay and stuff. Like you can't even move with WASD, you have to move with clicks on a mouse all the time, and you only have 2 buttons to do things. And I don't know, but it's still pretty fun. I want to get to level 12 to get new skills. But then we also saw that Craftopia was on the Game Pass, and we've been wanting to play Craftopia for a while, so we got that game. And dude, that game's so fun. Like, I don't know, it's really fun. It's super janky though, because like you're like fighting an enemy, right? And then the enemy sometimes just like goes flying, and then you have to go and fight it, and then it comes back. But essentially in Craftopia, it's kind of like Minecraft, and like imagine an anime game plus Minecraft together, and then you also have skill trees. So you can build stuff, and then you can build stuff, you can sell, like, automate things, you can kill monsters, you can level up, pretty much do everything. It's pretty fun, we're playing that. And then you can build the Statue of Liberty in that game. It's really weird. It has hoverboards, it has swords, it has guns. It's like, we're just saying, it's like the developers just figure like, hey, I like this, and they're like, oh, like, I like this, and then they just put them all together. And yeah, that's pretty much how it is. But I think it's made by like a team of like 3 or 5 people. So I mean, we'll see. We haven't really made it that far, but it's been pretty fun so far. And then we continued one of our Divinity of Original Sin 2 playthroughs. So we got further in that. And then have you all ever heard of Super Auto Pets?
Super what?
Auto Pets?
Super Auto Pets.
I have not heard of that. No.
So there's a game called Super Auto Pets, and it's like essentially you have like 5 slots, and you choose like 5 pets, and each pet has a different attribute. And so you do versus like X pets versus X pets, and it's automated, or essentially like you just choose your characters, and then they fight against somebody else's characters. I don't know, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty simple game, but the servers were down like when it first came out. It's free, and I think now it's doing better. But it's pretty fun, small like game just to play in the background, kind of like those games that you just press auto on. But these ones are really quick, so you just like choose something, they fight, and then you're like, okay, I need to beef up with this guy, and you have like 5 lives, and then I don't know, it's pretty fun. So pretty much been playing those games. We're probably gonna play Craftopia, and then later this week or later we'll talk about we'll probably play tomorrow on stream too.
So in Craftopia, is it like straight up Minecraft? Is it just like, are there missions? Is there like a story? Is there anything like that? Quests or stuff like that?
So there's like things that it tells you how to like learn how to play, and it has a lot of those. It has a story, but it's in development. Like it literally has a tab, you go to it and it says in progress. I love this game because it's so raw. Like you can grab an item, you look at the description, it says work in progress. Like it says WIP, or it says under test. I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff to it, and I think it's really cool. But I know we had looked at it beforehand, but we couldn't play it because when it first came out, in order to play together, you had to like enable firewalls and forward port things and all this shit. But now, like in Game Pass, we just literally jumped on multiplayer and then join host, and yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. I mean, it's on Game Pass, so essentially it's free. So
Nice.
All right, how
Nice,
about
nice, nice.
how about you, Stevie Ray? What have you been up to?
I haven't been up to much, as far as like games go, right? So Destiny, I mean, I've talked about it. I talked about it last week on the pod, but Destiny's kind of winding down a little bit for its next cycle. So I did do a little bit of like armor optimization to get ready for Grandmasters, which came out this week. For those that don't know, Grandmasters are just like the souped up, everything hurts, everything one shots you version of Nightfalls in Destiny. So very hard activities, but you get the best loot, and I love doing those because it's really fun. So I got ready for that. Other than that, I've been watching Dexter a lot. I got my fiance into it too. Funny story. I told her because she loves scary movies, and like we watched things like SVU, which there's like serial killers and stuff like that, and she loves those shows. And I was like, oh, you're gonna love Dexter. And she's like, she wouldn't give it a chance. She was like, no, like I don't want to watch Dexter. Why would I want to watch that? She didn't know that Dexter was a serial killer. She thought it was just a show about a blood spatter dude. Like that was the whole show. And that he helps catch killers.
like numbers or something.
Yeah, like I guess like CSI or like Cold Case or yeah, like something like that. And I was like, no, he's a serial killer. Spoiler, right? But yeah, we just finished season 4 yesterday. Very good season. Like I looked after I finished season 3. I looked up like best seasons ranked or something like that, and I think they ranked them season 4 as number 1, and then it was season 7 as number 2, and then season 3 as number 3. And so prior to me rewatching it, I had only seen seasons 7 and 8. So I thought season 7 got me hooked, and then I watched season 8. But at the time that I watched it, I was just watching it live on. I was watching it live on Showtime. I never went back because like it really wasn't streaming wasn't really that big back then. So I never went back and watched it. But now it's like readily available, and then I got hyped because of the new show that's coming out. So yeah, I just got back into it.
What I will say, is Nick, you good?
Maybe I'm showing up correctly, but on the stream I'm not. I don't know.
Turn it on, turn it back on.
The video. Can
Yeah,
you see
turn-
this TV, or am I gone on yours?
I can see you, Nick. I just can't see you on stream.
Yeah, let me turn it on, turn it back on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there he is.
Super
There he
weird.
is.
I was like,
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's been pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far.
Okay, quick question. What is season 7 about? Who's the killer for that one?
I don't remember, but I do know that they're catching on to Dexter's ways. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to spoil too much, but I'm pretty sure that like people start catching on to what Dexter's been doing in season 7, and then of course season 8 is when like all hell breaks loose. Yeah. So I'm excited. Like there's a lot of loose set. Like it was actually really funny because like there's some things that were in earlier seasons that weren't in later seasons, and I was like, I don't remember this person, and then something happens. I'm like, oh, that's why I don't remember this person. But it's a really cool show. I'm definitely enjoying it. I know I feel like there's gonna be like I'm gonna be let down maybe, but like once I start getting into the later seasons. But so far it's been pretty good. This season 5 is starting off really slow. It's like they had like a really big. I mean, they had a really big like ending for season 4, and I feel like they're like picking up the pieces with this, but they haven't gotten back to the formula. It's like all about just what's going on in Dexter's head right now, and so
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, it's
So
very slow.
I'm really excited for the new season that's coming out for Dexter. I've seen Dexter. It's one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's like, I don't know, it's just one of those shows that's just fun to watch. You know, like you're like, oh, how's Dexter gonna get out of the like trouble this week? You know, and I just remember like when the season was ending, because I think I did see it live as well. It was like I don't know, I was at that age I would watch those kinds of shows when it came out live, and I just remember when it came out, I was like, well, the ending was kind of ass, but I mean, how can you end a show that's been out for like 8 seasons and everyone loves it? It's like world acclaimed. Like it's very difficult. Like you know, like the writers had a very tough job.
Yeah.
And most of the times it's like it's gonna be a miss. You know, like how are you gonna close the book for this one? And hopefully with the new revival of the show, they fix it up because like I guess this is a spoiler. 'Cause it's not really a spoiler. It was on the trailer, but like Harrison grows up, which is Dexter's son. Like grows up in the trailer.
But
I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I'm excited for this shit, you know?
Like it's gonna be, yeah. I'm very interested in this new series, and I'm wondering how long it's gonna be. If they're doing just like a one-off season, or if they're gonna do like multiple seasons. I guess if it's a hit, they'll do multiple seasons. I don't know if you ever watched. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, is it a remake or is it a new season?
No, it's a new season.
Of the series.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's under a new name. I can't remember. I think it's like New Blood. Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
it's New Blood. I think I think what's gonna happen is that Dexter's son is also gonna be a killer because like the same thing happened to him. Because like I don't know if you guys know the lore, but
Spoilers, bro.
okay, well yeah, whatever. Stevie knows. Stevie knows what happens.
I know what happened.
But yeah, long story short,
there's a lot of similarities in Harrison, his son, and Dexter's upbringing. But yes.
yeah. So I don't want to spoil it anymore.
They're both very tragic. We'll say that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Did you ever watch Homeland?
No, I have not seen that show.
That was another show like that I kind of want to go back and watch because I remember the first time I watched it. It was like one of those very like what the fuck shows, like, but it just kept going. Like I remember I stopped watching it and they were like season 9, season 12. I'm like, this should have ended like 4 seasons ago because they had a story that started in the first season. It was like I can't remember like everything about it, but I remember it's about terrorists, counter-terrorists, and there was a guy who was like on both sides, right? Like on America's side and on the other side, and it was like all about catching this dude, and then they caught him, and then then they started working with him, and then it just kept going, and I just got out of it. But there's a lot of old shows like that where I'm just like, damn, like that was some crazy TV back then.
Like the name does bring some like memories, but I don't think I've ever seen the show because I've heard that name. Homeland, you said, right?
Yeah, Homeland. Yeah, it's got I think it's Mandy Patinkin, I think is his name. He's the dude from I don't remember. He's in one of the Mel Brooks movies, I think. But he's got like a big beard. Like his whole face is a beard.
Here, like I have a question for you. So like after Dexter finished for me, I went on like I don't know, like looking for content that's similar to Dexter. And one show that I found that to be very, very similar is a show on Netflix called You. That show is like, yeah, I don't know if you ever seen that show. But that show is super, yeah, it's about a stalker. But like his like just the dialogue, it's the same thing as Dexter Morgan. Like they always talk to themselves, like explain the situation, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this is like very Dexter-esque. Like it's very similar, you know?
Watching it again, I give a lot of credit to I forget his name.
Michael C. Hall?
To the actor, because like I watch, like I said, we watch a lot of SVU, and so you see a lot of actors, they play these like cold, heartless serial killers, and like there was like a scene where like his stepdaughter or whatever is is like laying her heart out to him, and she's all angry, and she's angry and sad and everything at the same time, and then he's just like I'm sorry. Like he has no emotion because because serial killers, they don't show emotion because like they're just emotionless beings. They don't know how to have emotions. All the emotions he has are fake, and it's just, I don't know, it's just it's a very cool show, and very 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 cool to watch his character just
Yeah.
in general, and like how he's gonna act in these situations. I guess for me, like I'm not even worried about like, oh, are they gonna catch him? Like I'm more like, damn, like I felt so sad for him. Like when certain things happen, like I'm just like how are you dealing with this? Like
This will probably give you a
yeah.
lot more praise for him, but during seasons 2 to 5, he had cancer and he was going through
What?
chemotherapy. So like,
Dang, I didn't even know that.
yeah, so like, what's it called? All like every scene with him like sweating, that's because of the chemo and stuff like that, like long hour shoots and stuff like that. And he didn't have any hair, so he just wore a wig, you know.
Wow. That's really interesting.
So yeah, so like, and he was also married to his sister in the show, Deborah. Like they're married.
Really?
Yeah, they're married in real life, but they divorced like in season 6 or 7. Because the show was out for a while, you know.
Yeah. That's interesting. Well, yeah, but I've been watching Dexter, and then I'm about to start playing New World. Like I just bought it today, so we'll see. I'll be on that grind very soon. My clanmates from Destiny are all playing it, and they gave me FOMO because they're all like having a good time. Like, oh yeah, we're about to go do this thing, and I'm like, man, I go do the thing. Like, so I'm definitely like, damn, I want to go play with my friends, you know. So I'm excited to get into that. And like I'm going in pretty blind. Like I've watched some, and you know, like I mean, everything I've seen, it looks like a typical MMO, right? People just running around in an area, you farm shit. So, but I'm excited. I want to give this one an actual try because I jumped on the WoW Classic bandwagon when everybody got back on there. I was like, nah, this sucks. Like this is bad. But yeah, I'm excited to give it a shot.
At least I feel the servers are back to normal.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of stuff too. I mean queue times are apparently still bad, especially if you're on a highly populated server, I guess. But I guess we'll see.
Because Eddie was waiting like an hour or something, but he said like now he doesn't wait anything. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep.
An hour for I mean, like you said, after a while, after like I would say like a month, and that's when all the queue times will go drastically down, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's also Amazon. They should just fucking scale. That's what they're all about. The
Yeah.
fuck are they doing?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm used to queues because I used to play on role play servers, and like if you play like Grand Theft Auto on like role play servers, sometimes you have to like wait in queue to get in. So like I would just have the queue up and then play something else while I'm waiting in queue. Most of the time it was Overwatch back in the day. So, but yeah, something lightweight that way that I could play.
I guess as for me, I've been playing Valo, but I really haven't played as much as I played like last week, I guess, because like I hit my goal, which is plat. I just been playing on my Smurf, playing with friends and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I want to play more Overwatch. That's the game I've been playing, Overwatch. I'm trying to get back to Masters, even though like it's like I feel like that's gonna be a way harder grind than Valo, because like I said previously, because Overwatch is more team oriented. If one person is just rage quits, then it's over, you know, like it's done.
We should tank duo one day and see
Yeah, I'm down.
see how high we get.
I'm totally down. I think that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah. I did want to ask you something about Valorant because I heard some people talking the other day how it looks like in their UI that they're making room for more heroes or more agents. Like how many agents do you think they're gonna add? Like, do you think it's gonna be like a League of Legends style where they're gonna have like 50 agents and like they're gonna have to balance all that shit, or or do you think that there's going to be a cap at some point, or that they're going to rotate? Maybe they'll rotate agents.
No, I think it's gonna be like League, where it's just gonna be adding every 3 months. They're gonna be adding new champions, and well, at least in this game, it's gonna be every 6 months because what they're doing is like every 3 months they add new content, whether that's a map or whether that's a champion. That's like it rotates, you know. Yeah, I mean, at one point they're gonna be. I'm pretty sure they're gonna add a banning system because like you have to ban some champions, you know, if there's gonna be so many heroes just to balance shit out.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting. I really want to see what they do in the future because right now I think there's like 28 or I don't even know how many agents there is. There's like 15 to 20 agents right now.
Yeah.
And they're adding more.
I mean, like in games like Overwatch, like those ability games, they never added the banning system in Overwatch. Like I think everybody wanted it. Even like a map banning, right? Like people asked for that for a long time. They never added it. So it'd be interesting to see what Riot does with this. Because yeah, I know that they already have a system similar in place, like for League. But I am curious because it's gonna start getting to where there's gonna be a lot of champions or agents, and I am curious to see like what they do.
Yeah, I mean, it's right. They probably have like I was telling Yippo this earlier. I was just like, they already have 3 champions ready and 2 probably under development right now. Like they always have stuff like these like already planned out in months in advance or even a year, like roadmap or whatever laid out. So like they already know what they're doing. If they drop more, that's probably because of pressure from community or something. I don't know. Even then, like it's questionable. But they probably have a game plan and they're gonna stick with it, and then eventually gonna add the banning system and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the real thing I'm excited for is Overwatch 2 still. Yeah, like that's the thing I'm really excited for.
I mean, it's gonna be different. Like, I'm just thinking about like, so like, I mean, you know, you've been keeping up with some of it, right? Like, you know, how like I think the big thing, I don't remember if we even talked about it on the pod, but the big thing was about the comp changes, how it goes down to 1 tank, right? It's five. Is it 5-person teams or is it still 6?
It's gonna be a 5-person team, 1 tank, 2 DPS, 2 healers.
Yeah. So I mean, as a tank main, like, how does that make you? Do you feel like a beefy boy? Like, do you feel like fuck yeah? Like, I don't have to rely on my second tank anymore, or do you feel more pressure? Like as being like, damn, I gotta carry this team basically. I feel like the tank is gonna be the carry now.
Yeah, it's like 50-50, honestly. Like, I understand like the weight behind it, but if I die and like I look behind me, my team's at spawn, I'll be like, bro, what the fuck is everyone doing? Like, you know, like you get the frustration at times. Like even with a 2 tanks or whatever, you understand there's frustration because it's a very team oriented, and like the tank typically controls the pace of the game. So like if no one follows you up, then you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's gonna be even worse like for comms. Like you have to be on top of it.
Yeah, I just know like Overwatch, some of the most fun I've had is when you have like a really good tank duo. Like you have like your Ryan Zarias, you have your pulled pork with Orisa and Hog, and then even some of the newer ones like Sigma and Hammond. Like you can find some like really cool combos, and so I do hope that there is still some kind of synergy there. Like I don't know. It is going to be sad to see some of that go. Like, I guess the tanks are going to have to synergize more with their DPS or synergize with their healers maybe. But I don't know. I am going to miss that a lot though once we get into Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just really excited for it, and like change, in my opinion, is always good, especially in the video game, and especially as old of a video game as Overwatch. It's kind of, at this point, I feel like it's kind of getting stale, even though like they had the role lock queues and then open queues and stuff. Like there's so many things, but it's still getting stale in the competitive scene. So I'm excited to what's the next chapter for Overwatch, you know? The last game I've been playing is Hearthstone. That game also, like, I don't know, like I'm saying all these games out loud. I'm just like, man, all these games tilt the fuck out of me. Why do I play these games? Like, why do I play them? But I don't know. I just been playing Hearthstone on the side because like it's very chill, but it's very RNG. I've been playing Battlegrounds because like I don't know. I haven't kept up with the newest expansion pack, so I don't have any cards. So like I don't know. Hearthstone has always been pay to win. So yeah, so I'm not gonna pay any money to Hearthstone anytime soon. No more money to Blizzard,
Yeah.
other than for Overwatch 2. That's the only time I'll pay.
Games are chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, right?
Like I was talking to Yippo about it. I was just like telling her, I was like even though I don't play League because that game tilts the fuck out of me, I watch at least one League video every day because like I don't know, it's so interesting. Like I don't know.
He wants to be filtered, that's why.
No, like it doesn't tilt me when I watch other people play. It tilts me when I play because like I don't know.
You're like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
You're just yelling at the guy the whole time.
Alright, so I mean, our first very big news that happened recently, well, happened literally today.
Really?
It happened
Really?
today, yeah.
Oh, today?
Yeah. Twitch. It was reported that Twitch recently, they got hacked. So what this entails is that their source code material got hacked. It's basically public now. All the Twitch revenue, like Twitch streamers' revenues, were leaked. And yeah, I mean, what does this mean for the future of Twitch and Amazon and stuff like that?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's really hard as a developer, like, to see something like this, because you just got to be like, damn, like that's it. Like somebody's getting fired. You know, there's gonna be like heads are gonna fucking roll for this, and whether or not it was even their fault, like in all, like somebody's gonna have to bite the bullet, you know, and it's just sad. And then also too, from like an integrity standpoint, like there's only so much you can do, right? Like you hope it doesn't come to that, but I just feel like I don't know, like everything, I feel like everybody's gonna be breached at one point in time. Like you just have to, like as a consumer, you just have to prepare for that stuff now. Just assume that everybody's gonna get breached.
Yeah, I mean the crazy part is that their source code got leaked. I think that's the bigger part. Like hacks happen every day. There's thousands of hacks happening right now. There's fucking hospitals getting ransoms right now. There's, you know, anything getting ransoms right now. But like releasing the source code of the application you're working on, that's like, I mean, that's where all the money's made, you know? We fucking write all this fucking code, whether it's good code or bad code, but it runs the fucking application. And I don't know. I think that's like the weird part, I guess, about this hack specifically for me, is like source code being leaked and what I guess that means. I don't know how much of the source code got leaked. Um, and I wonder, can you just spin up a competitor with the amount of source code they did? Um, Spin it up in AWS, you know, considering they use AWS. But I don't know. In terms of like the extra data that got leaked, I mean, we saw Facebook get leaked the other time, and we're talking about it a little bit in the future right now. But data gets leaked all the time, so it's whatevs. You just gotta be ready to change your password if need to.
Yeah, I agree with you that data is always being hacked or people are trying to hack stuff constantly. And like you said, like everything's like at this moment, there's like probably hundreds of thousands of people getting ransomed, like you said, because of hackers and stuff like that. But yeah, the source code being leaked, that's pretty intense. Like you said, that's the gold. But yeah, I mean, another thing that got leaked for them is their secret project, which is a Steam competitor. What's it called? I have it right here. Vapor. That's a code name, you know, Vapor. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's I didn't even know that was even a thing. Like,
nobody knew that was coming. So I mean, that's really interesting. And apparently it's like they're ready to or they're getting ready to integrate it heavily with Twitch as well. So that's that's why they were seeing it in the source code, I guess, a lot. So it's very interesting. Again, like these are things that are probably being planned months and years out, you know. that are leaking out. So of course marketing's gonna have to get behind it and like maybe push up a couple things. And I don't know, like any like it affects so many things. It could affect stock prices. It could affect it could affect so many things in the landscape. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the information that got leaked for some of the bigger streamers, a lot of this is things that we knew. But I think now that dollars are being put to it, like people are starting to open their eyes a little bit more, because we already had things like subscriber counts. And if you take subscriber counts and you do like the math for it, you could take a wild guess at what these people are making. But now that you're actually seeing like gross incomes of some of these large streamers, that's when I think, like I said, I think people are starting to be very privy to that. Like, oh shit, these guys are multi-millionaires. And like on Reddit all day today, and I find it really cringe, by the way. So I'm just gonna preface with that. But everybody's like, stop giving multi-millionaires your money. And I'm just like, okay, like, I don't care if you support small streamers, that's fine. But these multi-millionaires, why are you wasting your money on them? And that's my like Chad freaking like voice or whatever, the gatekeeping fucking doesn't deserve my money voice. But yeah, like I said, I don't agree with that. Like, fucking, if you enjoy the creator, fucking support the hell out of them. There's a reason why they're making that much money. It's because people support them, because they enjoy their content. But also, I really hope that a lot of people, because if you guys remember, I don't remember if it was this year or last year, but Pokimane, she put caps on her donations. Because she basically say like, hey, I'm making a lot of money already. I don't need your money. Like, if you want to support me by donating, that's fine. But I'm only gonna let you donate X amount. Because I don't feel that I deserve anything else. Like, I want you to spend that money on yourself. And that's a conscious choice that she made as a creator, because she's making all this money, which I think is awesome. But you don't see that from anybody else right now at the top. So we know where we know where their loyalties lie. Like, you got to get that bag. But I would like to see, maybe now that this is out there, more people start to say, hey, like, secret's out, you got me. like I'm gonna start giving back, I would like to see just that in general. I want to see more of these streamers give back. Like, a lot of them do like charity streams and stuff like that, which is good. But like, I would like to see maybe some of them like donate a portion of their earnings to some other causes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many years have, I guess, like the top streamers been around?
All right. Well, let me pull
Some
out
of them, not many.
Let me put out the numbers right now.
Oh, the numbers. He's gonna
Yeah.
put up the numbers.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know.
I'm also wondering, like, sure, they're making a lot right now, but like, how much do they make? Like, so there's people, like, for example, football players, right? Even though they're not the best with their money, but they make a lot of money, right? But they're only able to play for like X amount of years. After that, their body's broken, and then like, theoretically, they maybe saved some of that money or like used it in other things, or like now they're so big that they can do other gigs that use that reputation. But I don't know. I guess that's one of the things I think, like, with this Twitch people, like, I don't think they're gonna be able to keep streaming forever. So like, I assume as a responsible adult that they're like saving some of this money so that when they can't be streaming, they can. Yeah.
No, a lot of them. I mean, a lot of them have like managers and agents and like financial advisors that do stuff like that for them. Yeah, and so a lot. I mean, like I said, like a lot of them like they don't have to worry about that. Like that stuff's taken care for them, you know. But yeah, it is just really interesting to see a lot of these names like I recognize like as everyday names, you know, like I'm following a lot of them as well. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, again, none of it came as a shock, right?
Yeah.
Like I knew that the money was there, right? But again, now we just have actual tangible numbers there.
Yeah, so you mentioned Pokimane. She made 1.5 mil from when was it? From August of 2019 to now, you know? And 1.5 mil is a lot of money. And obviously that's not all she makes, right? Because of brand deals and stuff like that and donations. But yeah, she did this last year. This is when she first implemented it. That's when she said on her stream that she makes a comfortable living just from like sponsorships and brand deals. So she worked with OBS Streamlabs as well, or Streamlabs OBS, to make a minimum or the maximum amount of money for donations for $5, because like she understands that people still want to donate even though she's telling them not to, you know. Yeah. And I know another streamer that does the same thing is Tyler One, the Mr. Rager, you know, himself, right? And he's right here, number 15, 2.5, or I'm gonna round up for the sake of this, $2.5 million. Right? He doesn't. I think, from my understanding, he also does the same thing. Either he does like a 5 maximum or no donations at all. Like he accepts bits and stuff like that, but other than that, no, he doesn't accept anything else.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I hope more people decide to do stuff like that too. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah.
It is for me really interesting to see that Critical Role is the number one Twitch revenue, and like I wouldn't even have expected that. Like they're a group of people that play D&D, you know. I honestly did not expect that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I mean, it's like so many people that are involved, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy.
And like I also see Shroud up here, but that also doesn't include the money he made off Mixer. Like that was during
that was the thought. I was getting there, and I was like, I don't. And Ninja's there too. Same thing with Ninja.
Yeah,
he was closer to the top.
I think it's
so
bottom.
Yeah, Ninja was down.
Oh, Ninja's down.
Yeah,
oh,
number
46. But yeah, so like both of them, they had their deals with Mixer, and then they came back to Twitch. And then you also have streamers on there that are no longer with Twitch. They're now on YouTube or other platforms. Like there's a streamer on there who streams Destiny, who like people were flaming him because they're like, oh, like you don't even make that much on Twitch. He was like, bro, like I've been streaming on Facebook for like 2 years. Like it literally had only like 1 month of his revenue on there, and he still made like in the top whatever of the list.
So from my understanding, if I remember correctly, Shroud made $10 million off the Mixer deal, and then Ninja made close to 50 million. So I mean, yeah, so 50 million with that one deal, bro, already beat him. You know, Critical Role, not even close, dude.
That's true. Yeah, got that money and left.
And then obviously Amaranth, like she gets most of her money from OnlyFans. Like I honestly respect the hustle, you know, like she's getting 2 different sources of revenue. Like she probably makes this like in 2 months, like 1.3 mil off OnlyFans, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's really crazy.
I personally think it's very insightful to seeing all these like the money and revenue and stuff like that. And then the monthly income as well. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
One day we'll be on this leaderboard, you know, individually.
Okay, bro.
Okay, bro.
Another thing I will say, like, you know how you were saying about how they give back to, or you want to see more streamers give back to the community? I do know this for a fact that Trainwreck's almost every other stream, he does a donation or like a give back to community like giveaway. I don't know whether it's because he feels guilty about the Gamba streams because he's really big into the gambling streams, but like literally every 2 streams, he donates like $50,000 to his community. He gives 50 people $1,000 every other community every other day, you know. And I was like, damn, what the fuck? That's crazy. Like, that's insane. I honestly think he just feels bad about like him pushing the gambling stuff, and like now people are on to him, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, but it's crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And there's another hack that you wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, another hack that happened this past weekend was Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So I mean, this one mainly affected. Yeah, this happened yesterday? I thought it was like during the weekend.
No, it was yesterday.
Oh shit! Damn, dude. Do you think this was orchestrated, like all together?
No, So it's really weird the timing of the Facebook one, because the day before, actually it was Monday, I think. But the day before, they had just released a 60 minutes piece on the Facebook whistleblower, and then the very next day, Facebook goes down. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was like crazy timing, and everybody was like drawing the fucking like lines, like trying to fucking connect the dots on like, oh, it's like she said this, and like, oh, but yeah, but the story with the Facebook thing was basically like the way she laid it out was that Facebook was putting ad revenue over safety, and saying that they had done like, and I'm paraphrasing, but they had the things that they did to stop hate and like hate groups and other malicious activity on Facebook was less than 1%. Like, so it was any measure that they had taken was negligible, but that it didn't really matter to them, basically.
That's like the documentary you saw or something?
It was a 60
minutes
review. Yeah, it's you can find it somewhere on YouTube. But yeah, and then the very next day, the site goes down for most of the day. I know, like I mean, it was really funny because like everybody went to Twitter, and everybody, a lot of people who are like dedicated to Twitter and have been like who use Twitter all the time, like myself, it's like you just see like, where do all you come from? I feel like the Twitter user is completely different than the Facebook user, the avid Facebook user. And it was really funny because I noticed it because like as soon as Facebook came back on, I saw those people start posting on Facebook, and I was like, you know, that makes sense. Like, you probably use Facebook a lot. But yeah, it's really fun to just follow stuff like that on Twitter and on Facebook. But I don't know. I don't know about you, Navger, but I get LinkedIn offers from Facebook a lot, like to come work for them, and like that is probably the one company that I won't even like ask like to work there.
I get a lot more from Amazon, and that's how I feel about Amazon. Amazon is like, I don't know, like I have friends that work there, but like they just work you like no other. And yeah, I don't know, I care about work-life balance, and a lot of these big companies don't really care about those things. It's a team-by-team basis, but yeah.
I just think about The Social Network, and like Justin Timberlake's my boss, and I'm just like, fuck, this sucks. Like I'm coding in like this open floor plan
on a laptop.
Meanwhile, Mark Zuckerberg's on like in sweatpants somewhere and a jacket. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is to work for them, but I just feel like I'm working. I would just feel like I'm working for the evil empire.
Yeah,
I mean, they said it was a configuration issue that caused the whole thing. The DNS issue. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with you. Everything they tell us can be a lie. But according to the reveal, or their tech article or whatever, the configuration issue with some DNS problems. But I know, like, I mean, it's a lot harder doing big companies, but I know my coworker told me, like, one time he worked with this person that accidentally took down 25% of the internet by doing a configuration change. So, like, it definitely happens. It can happen. Like, I accidentally took down 3 of our pods for production. But yeah, I don't know. It was crazy because it was out for 6 hours, and then like Facebook, Instagram, I guess WhatsApp was also affected. I don't know.
I mean, they're all under the same like text or umbrella or whatever. Like they all. I think was Snapchat. I'm surprised it Isn't Snapchat part of that umbrella too? Was Snapchat down?
Yeah, Snapchat was down, but not as long as Facebook and the others.
Okay, I'm interested why that is. But yeah, it's crazy stuff this week, man. And it's just getting started. We're halfway through the week. Who's next?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who do you guys
think
think's gonna be next? You know,
who's gonna get hacked next? I mean, let's see who else. I mean, Google
Nintendo, source code, all the games.
YouTube, YouTube.
Oh,
imagine. Either that or Twitter. I saw there was like people on Twitter like when Twitter doesn't load for 5 seconds, they were doing the monkey meme. They're like,
I mean, ideally it should be Netflix, right? Because FANG, Facebook, Amazon, then Netflix, and then Google. So if they're going in that order, Netflix is next. But Netflix also has like some crazy ass, like Netflix hires like the best of the fucking best. I don't know.
Netflix does so much good stuff with open source. Like I've seen their stuff, and I was actually very impressed when I looked into it. But and also they don't feel like the evil empire like Facebook does.
Are they the rebellion?
Like imagine if Netflix was a social media.
I mean, it is a network.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the memes where they're like, they did my boy Tom dirty? MySpace would have had this fixed by now, or shit like that. I think those were my favorite memes.
Did you have any problems, George? Did you even notice it?
For Facebook? No, I don't really. I personally don't use Facebook at all. I only use Facebook for Messenger. And
hey, that's what I use it for, but it happened right when I was trying to send a message.
No, like, I mean, I noticed it, but then I was like, I'm just gonna use Discord. Like, I don't know.
I mean, that's what I did too.
It wasn't too much of a hassle for me. Like, I didn't have to download anything, or I didn't go like in the Stone Ages and was cut off from communication. Like, I still had other applications I could use, you know. So personally, for me, it didn't affect me. But I feel like for boomers, like not boomers, but like the older generation, they don't know how to use anything other than Facebook, and just like, I don't know how else am I gonna tell my nephews that I'm racist and I love Trump, I don't know why, and stuff like that, because that's all Facebook is used for, honestly. Well, for me, that's all I see.
That's your feed, George.
Yeah, everyone in my feed's racist.
You need to get a feed with, happy people and spreading love and care for the world, not your negativity.
My negativity? Like, what are you talking about? It's not mine. That's why I never use it.
Negativity.
I don't use it. Though that's just what you guys post.
Wait till you guys get houses and you join neighborhood Facebook groups. Then you'll see some real like, that's like the only thing I use Facebook now is just for fucking cheese mail on those groups. Like I don't even use it I don't even like post any status updates or photos or anything. I just fucking read cheese mail all day.
I just see everyone posting La Gordi Loca. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she's like a person in Laredo that just does news. But
She's like the local news, self-declared news person.
Okay.
Yeah. People believe her more than the news in Laredo.
Oh my god.
It's just a mess, honestly. Like, honestly, I feel like what that lady said on 60 Minutes was something that everyone knew, but no one said. You know, like, everyone fucking knew that Facebook didn't really give a fuck about all that kind of shit, you know? Like, they prioritize, like, income rather than the safety of, like, their users. Like, yeah, the revenue, exactly. That's what I meant. Yeah. But at least
Yeah.
now someone said it, like, I guess it's confirmed, kind of.
Confirmed. Still confirmed.
So the next thing we're gonna talk about is Squid Games, the very, very, very popular Netflix show, Korean drama, Squid Games. Have you guys finished watching it?
Yes, I have finished watching it, and might get a little bit spoilery here. So if you haven't watched it, feel free to pause or come back. And we'll be back. But you should also watch it. But yeah, I thought it was really good. I had seen trailers for it, and then like I think I just saw people talking about it when it first got released. Like, dang, this is pretty good, and I was like, well, I'll give it a shot, you know. But I think it's really good. I mean, it's slated to be one of Netflix's like all-time big hits. And I think for multiple reasons. The main reason being it had like an international release. So like it released in many different languages, many different countries. And so I mean, you have more eyes on something, then you're definitely gonna have more watches. So
I think George.
I mean,
the last one to watch it.
I mean,
right?
I saw it and it was pretty good. I really liked the show. I just thought it was very similar to animes, but I mean, obviously the broader audience doesn't know much about animes and they don't see like many other shows. So this is the very first time of this kind of genre. Like this show was almost kind of similar to Battle Royale, like a super old 2000 movie. It's a Japanese movie, you know?
Yeah.
And it was basically the same premise where like these people need to survive and blah blah. But it wasn't competition. It was just like you just have to survive, right?
Yeah.
And
what was y'all's favorite episode?
I think it was the Grandpa episode.
the
Which
last
one?
episode.
The marbles?
Gumball, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. What about you, George?
I think my favorite episode was the VIP episode, where like
Okay.
you get to see the people in the room where it happens. You know, like the secret, like the
I
medals.
think that's the same episode that I liked because I really liked when they were doing the glass game where they had to
Yeah.
jump. It did kind of tilt me a little bit because I was like, why can't they just? Because they said in the rules they said that two people can stand on it, right? And that but that like two people could stand on the tempered glass, but nobody could stand on the non-tempered glass. And so to me, I was like, oh, well, why don't you make a fucking human chain or some shit? And like you have two people stand on the tempered glass and then hold the other person so they could test the fucking glass. I don't know why did nobody even thought of doing that? But
Just
like
throw shit on the glass.
yeah, but I thought it was really funny. Like there's just the dudes like just YOLOing fucking. He was like, what he said, I believe in God. Like he believed in Jesus. But I also really liked the marbles episode. That was a really good one. I did find that one the most anime though. That one was definitely the most anime episode, especially with the two female protagonists. Because I was like, oh, this chick's gonna die because she said her entire tragic backstory. And if you watch anime, if they explain their tragic backstory, they're about to die. She's like, yeah, I had a tragic upbringing. My dad like I killed my dad, and
I killed my mom and I killed my dad. I think.
Yeah. It's like my life, like I have nothing to live for or whatever. And then, yeah, so it was very, very sad, but it was also like very anime. So, I did feel bad for Ali. I want justice for Ali. I guess technically he got his justice, but Ali was like one of my favorite characters. That dude was the truth. He fucking saved the main he saved the main guy like friggin' with his three fingers.
I was thinking that too. I was like, he only had like 3 fingers and he was able to save him. Holy shit.
That guy fucking
grip strength, bro.
Oh, the claws.
That's the best 3 fingers in the game.
Okay, here. Did you guys watch it in sub or dub?
I watched
sub, bitch.
I was like, oh, I'm about to say, I was like, fucking Nick always watched dub, but no, I watched, or sorry, subbed. I watched the dub. Uh, so just it was just because I heard that there was some context lost when you watch the dub versus the sub. But I kind of expected that. But yeah, that was just how we watched it in my house. I
So
probably would have been okay watching the sub, but also like just in general, like it's just so much work to watch a sub. You have to like read the whole time.
like what I did is like what I like doing is like I always like hearing the English dub version, and then I go back to sub just to hear the voice actors. And they made the Indian guy super stereotypical Indian. I was just like, what the fuck? I'm like, why would they do that? And then they made the old man super stereotypical Asian old guy. I was just
It reminded me. Did you guys ever watch Kung Fu Hustle?
yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
I love Kung Fu Hustle, and if you've ever seen the dub is like really great. It you can tell that they don't have like seasoned voice actors because there's they do like a lot of pauses in between like what their sentences, and they do the same thing in this one. It's like, I'm going to take a walk, like it's like that, like very like slow. And I don't know if it's just because like they're trying to match the lips, because I know a lot of times when they do dubs, like they're trying to match the lips to the words, like just I guess that's a better viewing experience or something like that. So sometimes they'll actually change the words so that it matches the lips. I know they do that in anime all the time. But yeah, but that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Kung Fu Hustle, which now I want to go rewatch. So watch party, exclamation point Discord.
Dude, I just remember like watching the dub, and I heard the Indian dude. I was like, what the fuck? And then I go back to sub, and he just sounds normal. Like he just sounds like he was very fluent in Korean, right? And like, I was like, damn, these motherfuckers! Like, why do they do it like that?
No, but like, so okay, you guys said you watched the sub. Did he speak English at all?
I mean, they all spoke a little English.
There was a part like a subtitle that said in English. It said like in English, and then like he says something in English, and I was like, oh, so does he speak English? But he's just speaking Korean because he's in Korea. Like I didn't understand that, so I don't know. I might go back and watch the full sub by myself, but we'll see.
I mean, they all speak a little bit of English. Like they say like words like, "Oh, welcome to Korea" or whatever. Like that one guy said that, and then they just say like, I guess like one-liners in English. And that's it, because it's quote unquote cool or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
And I don't know if it's just because I'm spoiled with anime, but I knew for a fact that the front man was that dude's brother from The Jump. Like that wasn't a shock to me at all. I was shocked that he killed him.
You don't know that for a fact.
Well,
No,
okay. We do, but we don't. But I mean, they can bring him back next season. As of right now, he's dead.
Yeah.
But they can always make like, oh, he fell on a rock that was actually a boat that But yeah, what was I gonna say? I felt like they were gonna do a lot more with that, and then they just fucking killed him. And I was like, wow, you built this with like 2-3 episodes for what shit? They're like, nomás vale verga todo este pedo, güey.
I am curious though, like, so they did mention like in the VIPs episode or whatever, like there was something that I heard where they basically say something that alludes to like the Koreans are the best games, like alluding that there's other games in other countries. And so and I was wondering, because the front man specifically tells I forget what his name is, I think it's Gian, but the main protagonist, he specifically tells him to get on the plane and go to America. And my thought was, does he want him to go to America to play the game in America? But also like I don't know, that was just the thought that I had. But yeah, I have no clue what he's gonna do. But everybody on TikTok,
Go back to play a game. What are you talking about?
everybody on TikTok is roasting this guy. They're just like, "What the hell are you doing? Go see your daughter, you fucking deadbeat."
Oh, this guy, he just fucking, the one thing I was like, he changed his fucking color to red, like what the fuck? But, what? Oh, you muted yourself. Oh, he's talking. Oh, okay. Um, he changed his color to red, and I was super confused as to why, but I guess, but I really thought he should have just gone, to see his daughter, but in terms of story, yeah, like he should go back and try to play and win the game and stop the games or whatever. Even though he's a little bitch, like compared to everybody else, like he barely made it through some big ass luck everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, he had the old man on his side, so
Like
I don't know.
I just want to know. I just want to know like how they recruit the other people, like the admins, the soldiers, and then the workers. I want to know like the backstory for them.
Yeah,
And like
I thought about that too. A lot of people are saying that, oh, if you chose, like, if you played
the
the
other
game
one, yeah.
and you chose the red one, then you're gonna be a worker. But if you chose the blue one, then you're gonna be a player. But I don't believe that fully because because then what's the risk for the workers, right? Does that mean that they just get paid? Like that they're like is the opportunity different? Right? Because if those people still have all those loans, like that's the whole reason why they picked them to play the game is because they're in debt, right? And so I mean, if it's true and that's how they pick them, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like
Yeah.
I don't see, because usually like there's got to be a risk, and working there doesn't seem like a risk other than getting caught, I guess, in general. But I don't know. You're all masked up, so.
Another thing that it put to perspective to me is just like poverty around the world. Like you always think, because I mean we live in America, right? You obviously know about the poverty here in America, but you never stop to think about like everywhere else. Especially you consider Korea being like, you think it's a rich country. They have social like safety nets. Universal healthcare and stuff like that. But then you still look at them, and you're just like, oh fuck, like they're as bad as like United States. I feel like United States is still even worse, but I digress. But it just puts things in perspective. And then like Stevie said, that there's probably other Squid Games around the world, but they're probably not called Squid Games. They're just like local games in that country. Because I've never heard of the honeycomb game. Like, have you guys ever heard of that honeycomb game? Like growing up?
Yeah, I think it. So I honestly don't even think it's really a game. I think it's more like, I don't know if you guys have seen the memes like that they're doing, like the Mexican version, like how like with the mazapan, they were saying like, oh, the Mexican Squid Game, it's like you have to open the mazapan without breaking it. And so that's what I think. I think it's the same thing like that. I don't think it's actually an actual like game, but
Yeah.
it's like a thing that you did as a child. You would try to cut it open without breaking it.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
so I real quick, the initial game that they threw the little paper, and they flip it, you get $100 or whatever. That's Tasso's way. I was just like, hey bro, they're playing Tassos. Like,
We did that too with that square thing when we were little.
I
made
just know the Tassos. You just play with Tassos and the coin thing, and it flips. You keep it.
With Tassos, and we also did that paper thing. We made that little paper square and throw it at another thing to flip it. I mean, the same thing as Tassos, but
I've
Yeah.
never seen it.
No, now that you mention it, I think I did play it when I was younger too. It's just like one of those one things I did like when I was little. But I do remember more Tassos because they're like, oh, this is the devil. Like, you can't play this. And I was like, no, I want to gamble. And you throw this shit right? Because essentially it's just gambling,
Mm.
But I mean, a lot of the games, I didn't know. Like, all the games that they showed, I really didn't know, except for, I think, that one. Never heard of the other ones. But I didn't look
Do
them
y'all
up.
know if the actual like Squid Game is that like is that an actual game, or is that something that they made for the show?
I didn't
I
look
don't
it
know.
up.
Yeah, but that was pretty like interesting. They're saying like how that they don't play that anymore because it's like kids would get too brutal with it. Like Like I don't know.
The only thing I could think of that's equivalent to what we played here is British Bulldog. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I would think of. And that was pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I want to play Tassels now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's pretty cool. Like I'm interested. Like I wonder if they're gonna like if they do a season 2. Like, is it gonna be full like main dude versus the system, or are they gonna do another Squid Game? You know what I mean? Like and like they have
That
more
guy's a
games.
scrub.
It's gonna
But I
be.
mean, it doesn't really. Like I don't know. I'm so interested in the backstory because why did the front man come back? Like why is he there? Because he won. He has no reason to be there. He has money. Is it now that he understands why he does it? Like why they did it? And he's like, oh, I have all this money and now I'm bored. I'm gonna come be the front man, or whatever.
That's what I was thinking that the workers were. I think I was just like, maybe these are just like ex-winners. Like,
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
And
maybe
also
they're just
like,
all winners.
yeah, and then
That's a lot of
also,
workers.
well, it's been since 2001. You know, like every year, and they have multiple.
1990 something. What do you mean?
But some
Wait,
of
what?
them were trying, but some of them, like, I mean, like there was those dudes that were selling organs, you know, for money. It's like, why would you need to do that if you already have money? So I don't know. It's lots of
I don't think
nuances
that
to the show.
all those were winners, but I mean the games that they've been around since 1993, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
1995.
Yeah,
Um,
I think what they have one every month as well because there's like folders, multiple folders for that 1 year. You know.
It's true. But I don't think those guys were winners. I think they were somehow they brought them in, and then some people were able to come back in, so they were able to do that smuggling thing with the organs, and the guy didn't give a shit. But I
Yeah.
think I like. I don't know. This one was good, but I think I like Alice in the Wonderland or in the Borderland better personally.
Still haven't seen that one, so I need to go and watch it.
It's similar, but that one's more action heavy. This one's more drama heavy. I think the other
Yeah.
one's more about like just surviving because otherwise you die.
Yeah.
In this one, it's about winning, winning money, and depression. You know, with everything that's going on. It's literally
Yeah,
was
I
like
am really interested like in the VIPs and stuff, like oh, who are these people, you know? Like that one guy, he looked like the one that died, he looked like he was from like the United States or something.
Most of them
like
were
that.
American. Most of them were American. Well, it
But
seemed
yeah,
like it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like I am very interested in. I mean, they kind of explained like who they are. Like they're just all rich billionaires who don't know what to do with their money. So they're just doing it for sport,
Yeah.
basically. But and then also, I don't know if you guys read, but like apparently, the guy who wrote this series, that he had it written out for years. He's had it written out and he pitched it for a long time, and he never got anybody. Like nobody ever picked it up until Netflix finally did, because they said a lot of it. They said it was like too brutal or whatever for audiences, and so they never picked it up. So he already has the story done, which I'm really happy about. So I'm really excited to see like where it plays out. So but it's also one of those things where it's like I don't feel like we have to wait too long for production. Like it's gonna get funded and it's gonna get done. Like we don't have to wait for somebody to write out the story, you know.
yeah, but you have to. Netflix has to wait because they need to purposely make us wait, just like they do with all our second seasons or Stranger Things in season 4 or whatever number they're in right now.
Sure.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, what I will say is that in regards to the 10, like he wrote the scripts 10 years ago and it took him a long time to get it like produced. That's normal in Hollywood, honestly. I mean, that's like a dime a dozen story in Hollywood. Like writers are constantly trying to make a new story that's unique and a new IP, right? But then what producers or what nowadays producers care about is money. They don't really care about the story. They're just like, oh, is this gonna make money in the I don't know, I guess in the public eye, right? And then what they usually do is just make sequels and prequels or whatever, right? So they don't really go for new IPs. But I mean, that's good on him that they finally made his show. And like, I did see that they already confirmed season 2, and like they're able to produce this during COVID. Like, I mean, that's pretty impressive on its own, right? And like the 456 contestants, like in the very first game, they say that there was actually 456 contestants. It was
Wow.
none of it was CGI. Everyone was a real actor there. So like what you see is what you get, right? So that's pretty impressive, especially during the COVID stuff.
Yeah, I did see some of the set design and like how like they had like the optical illusion room where it's like a bunch of like things like that was like they actually built that.
Yeah, it's
Like,
all
I thought that
practical.
was- yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, I mean, they did a really good job. And like, apparently, the rumors in the ghetto grapevines is that South Korea is suing Netflix because they crashed their networks and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys saw reports of that, but they apparently it's
phone number. You talking about the phone number?
no, not the phone
yeah.
number. Like so many people wanted to watch the show that it messed up like their like streaming services in Korea.
Wow.
And-
Interesting.
Yeah, so like that's why they're suing Netflix because they weren't ready for all that traffic going to them.
Yeah. Well, what Nick was saying happened too, because there was apparently a phone number and a bank account in the show that were both real, and so people were calling the phone number, and people were depositing money into the bank account.
Depositing money? I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, people were depositing money into the bank account because apparently both were real numbers. Like they didn't go and check to make sure that they weren't real. Like I don't know if you notice in movies in the US, they always start every number with 555. But yeah, I guess that's just something that a detail that they missed.
Yeah, there was one person I think. Well, the person with the phone number is suing Netflix. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, last thing. What would you guys rate Squid Games in your own personal scale? Nick, we'll start with you.
I think 7.
7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Stevie?
I'm gonna rate the season as it sits. I don't want to rate the series just yet, but as for a first opening season, I'm gonna give it an 8.
8?
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it an 8 as well.
I'd
And
say it's really close. I'm comparing it to other seasons that
Exactly,
I've watched
yeah.
on TV, and I'm just like, is there anything that's a 10? I don't know, but like I always say that hardly anything's perfect, but it was a very close 9 for me because it definitely got me wanting to watch more. But I'll say like, will I rewatch it? Maybe once. But there are other shows I will say that I will probably rewatch over and over again. And so that would push it to a 9 for me. So I don't think I'll do that with this one.
Now that you gave your explanation, I'm gonna lower mine to 7.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't rewatch this show. I don't think it's that. It's not like earth shattering. It's like it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. The acting's really well. They perform really well, and the sets were really practical. But I don't know. It was nothing special to me. At least like I wasn't like, oh my god, this is so messed up. Like the only that's only happened to me like maybe 2 or 3 times, and one of them was like during Ozark, and like in 2 different seasons. I was just like, what the fuck? Like it just blew my mind, you know. But like.
This is when I watched the old house or the old dog or some shit. That movie's messed up.
Yeah. So like I don't know for that. Like I'll give it a 7 for me. Yeah. And then the very very last news. Were you gonna say something?
No, I was just gonna say there's other things you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, okay. So we have 2 news that's gaming related. One of them is that right currently there's Battlefield going on, the open beta. It's gonna be happening from today to the 8th. So if for those that don't know, like if you have if you pre-ordered the game, if you had Xbox Pass or if you have EA Pass, then you get the game for the beta right now currently. So I know that Nick is gonna be streaming that tomorrow with his crew. So tune in for that. And also the second gaming news is that the recently it was announced the very last character, DLC character for Super Smash Brawl, and it's gonna be Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like it was actually they revealed that it was the most requested character. Like they had done a survey, I think like 5 years
6
ago,
years
something
ago.
like that.
No, just kidding.
Yeah, they had done a survey for when the 3DS version of Smash Bros came out. Like, oh, what characters do you want to see? And apparently Sora was the #1 character by a long shot. But they never revealed the results because they didn't want to put pressure on developers or any companies to be like for the fans to be like, oh, put him in the game. He's #1. You got to put him in. You know, because like, and they were right. Like that's exactly what would have happened, you know, until like pressure. But I watched the trailer and I watched the direct, and it actually makes me want to play. As a really diehard like Kingdom Hearts fan, it actually makes me want to play Smash again because his attacks remind me so much of the game, and he has like very high combo potential, which that game is all about aerial combos and juggling.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see how they put his character together and how well it works in Smash. I had seen people in both the Kingdom Hearts community and the Smash community saying, "Oh, it'd be awesome if they added Sora to the game." I'm like, why the fuck would they add him to the game? They have like so many sword characters, and they still have so many sword characters. But the way that they actually designed his character, I was like, wow, they actually did a really good job. I was very impressed. And they added, of course, all the music, and then they added a brand new stage as well. So it'll be really cool. I'll probably check it out in a future stream. But yeah.
Yeah, let's watch
really, really cool.
let's watch the trailer right now, real quick.
Yeah. So yeah, let's check that out. It was really cool. You might have seen like the memes like on Twitter of a moment in here, but yeah, it's really cool.
I feel like the music always hits differently. Like Kingdom Heart music is always just like on point.
Yeah, they're doing like a callback here to the original like Ultimate trailer where they had like the flaming thing, but now they have all the characters that they've had like, I forgot what the number was. I think it's like 68 characters, something like that. It's they have a lot of characters in Smash now. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
They have a really big catalog of characters. It's impressive.
Yeah. The one character that missed the cut though, that a lot of people say, was Waluigi.
Yeah, Waluigi.
Which I was really surprised that Waluigi didn't make the cut, to be honest. Like they have so many fucking sword characters and they couldn't fucking put Waluigi in the game.
The one that I was really impressed with is Banjo-Kazooie. Like when I was just like, what the fuck, they have Banjo here? That's cool. And like I was just waiting for Crash Bandicoot. I'll be like, that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, that character was like really cool too, like the way that they integrated him. Dude, I saw this, I was like, what? It's a key. Imagine they fucking had Mickey in here. Fucking what the fuck?
Dude, Disney and Nintendo at war, bro. Holy shit.
Dude, imagine. Dude, fucking, that's their next game. Fucking Disney versus Nintendo is gonna be the next Marvel versus Capcom. Dude,
like I'm a really big Kingdom Hearts fan, but like I don't know, I didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 because it was just too, I don't know, it wasn't tailored to us. It was like we weren't the demographic, you know. So I was just like, oh, okay.
It's really Kingdom Hearts 3 is really weird. Like I really love Kingdom Hearts 2. I love the combat system, but Kingdom Hearts 3 is just like very spammy. And like they have like all the rides or whatever, like from Disney. It just felt like a fucking ad for Disney. Like it didn't even feel like a video game anymore. Sora. It was funny. I saw a meme because it was talking about Kingdom Hearts 2, and we're like when because you play as Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2, and then Sora shows up, and it's like Sora's finally here. But yeah, like you can do magic with him, and he does like a lot of look at that the fucking aerial combos. The Hollow Bastion stage is really cool, and it turns into a fucking like I don't remember what like the underworld stage or whatever. And then that's his final smash. He fucking locks you in with the Keyblade.
That is sick.
It's pretty fucking sick. Yeah, he can do counters. And then like magic and but his downside is that he's very light, so he can get oh yeah, the fucking they do the thing like when you finish the combat, it does the slow-mo. Yeah, it's fucking I'm so excited. Yeah, I will definitely be playing this when it comes out.
The last time I played Super Smash Brawl was when they released the Piranha Plant. It's been a long ass time.
That's the picture that everybody's showing. The fucking Sora shaking hands with Mario for some reason.
Oh my god.
Like, welcome to the team. Like, okay. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. Overall, retrospective of Super Smash Brothers, like the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it was a great launch title, like for the Switch. I think they did a really good job with the game. Like, it sounds like they're done with development. Like, there's no more. So kudos to that team for all the work that they did on the game. I am really sad about the competitive scene. Like, it seems like they don't put that much effort on the competitive scene as I think that they should, but Nintendo never has. But we'll see what they work on next. Hopefully it's something big. So
well, I feel like this is a good stopping point for the AFKR podcast. We talked about a lot of things. If you want to leave a comment down below if you're really excited for Sora, or who do you think is going to be the next I guess person that's going to be hacked. Hopefully there's no more hacks this week. There's already too much drama, you know. But yeah, but this is safe. It's yeah, Steve is going to get hacked, yeah. But yeah, this is safe point. We're signing out. See you guys.
bye everybody.